YG just dropped a new music video called 2004.
Indeed. And I know this is one that you told me that you wanted to do a reaction to. I haven't watched it.
Yeah,
You haven't watched it.
we'll put up the reaction to that later.
But yeah, the premise is, I guess, that he's speaking on
He was sexually assaulted as a child by an adult, by a female adult. Yeah. I want to say he was 14 and she was 30 at the time, but basically goes into that story and how it kind of shaped his childhood.
The crazy part is if that was a female at 14 and a male at 30, whatever,
yeah,
that would have been the most atrocious, heinous act ever, and it would have been all over the news. It would have been this and that, lawsuits, and you name it. But
I mean, but the double standard, because as a teenage boy that I once was, if you ever heard a story about a kid in school hooking up with a teacher or hooking up with somebody's
where were
mom,
those teachers at when I was
in
school?
Right. Like, not to say that it was acceptable, but it's somewhat acceptable. Like, wait, and if anything, you're catching shit for trying to claim sexual abuse. Oh, you stupid. Like, what? You hooked up with a teacher and now you're complaining? Like,
right, exactly. That's the...
Wish that was, like, what? Like, but, when it's flipped, if it's a male teacher and a female student,
right,
atrocious.
I mean, I feel like both sides, male and female, when you're in school, you're always going to have your teacher crush.
Yeah.
I think most kids go through that where they have a teacher crush.
Yeah.
When that teacher crush goes over that line, that's a problem, right?
Right.
And it should be the same problem both ways. But it's just not like you said. The demeanor is more like, oh, you did? Word?
Yeah.
Versus the other side is like, oh, I'm telling.
Right. So, like, oh, that's not right. We got to go get you some help.
Yeah.
That teacher needs to be fired.
Fired, arrested, and you name it.
Something. Yeah.
So,
but I mean, it just goes to show how much trauma there is out there in the world, because as a kid, one, your brain hasn't fully developed, so you're going to make bad decisions.
Right.
But if there's an adult involved, the adult should be mature enough to be like, you know what? This isn't a good idea. We don't need to do this. We don't need to go down this route.
Right.
But then that just makes me wonder, what trauma did that adult receive in their life?
Right.
As to where they felt that this type of behavior was okay.
Just a full-on chain reaction. Yeah. Just like passed down.
Because if I'm a 30-year-old individual, I don't see looking at a 14-year-old, like that ain't right.
Yeah, it's just, physically, mentally, everything.
No, I'm kidding. But, it's just...
I mean, that's why I bug out when you see people who are like, 19 years old, female with a 70-year-old dude, 60-year-old dude. The first thing that comes to my mind, firstly, it's usually like, oh, gold digger, right? That's usually the thing. Yeah. It's like, oh, it's got to be some money thing.
Yeah.
Secondly, is like, from the male perspective, is what are you gonna have in common, even remotely?
Nothing.
With that female.
It's not about the commonality.
So,
I feel at that point it becomes... It's more of a status thing. Because,
exactly.
Because I've got this young hottie on my arm, and other men are jealous of that I have this young girl on my arm.
Right.
Whether they're having sex or not, just the fact that he can claim her as his.
Right.
I'm 60, she's 21. Everybody's like, man, he's so lucky. He's so lucky that he, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, and then the funny part is like if that 20-year-old girl with that 60-year-old mind is 17, it's an atrocity. It becomes a huge thing, right? But she crosses that 18 barrier, and then it just becomes, like you said, people just like, oh, it's a trophy wife, it's a this, it's a that. It's not necessarily accepted. It's criticized, but it's still criticized quietly to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But then if you flip that around and you have a 20-year-old guy with like a 50 or 60-year-old woman, it's like, oh, she's trying to walk around with the arm candy. She's trying to act young again, and now she's getting all the trash talk, and
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird how that kind of flips depending on the age and the double standard. So
what's okay for a man is not okay for a woman. I mean, and that's the sexual aspect of it. Like looking at it in the workplace, if there's an aggressive man in the workplace, he's just passionate. But if it's an aggressive woman who's clawed her way to the top and doesn't stand for any type of disrespect, she's a bitch. Like, oh, is it that time of the month again? But men can be out here throwing tantrums left and right, and everybody's just like,
right.
It's okay when he does it, But yeah, it's the double standard in society is just wild.
Kind of like a true True feminist.
Yeah, feminists unite, man. Like, I mean, I'm a humanist. I'm a humanist. Everybody deserves rights across the board.
Can you reach that? Can you reach that?